28 years had passed since the cataclysmic arrival of the Zalkarth, an alien species whose invasion had rendered Earth's surface a desolate wasteland. Humanity's remnants now clung to existence within sprawling underground colonies, labyrinthine networks carved deep beneath the scarred crust. In one such enclave, known as Haven, the flickering lights illuminated faces etched with resilience and determination. Captain Maria Steele Rodriguez stood before a holographic map, her sharp eyes tracing the alien patrol routes. Her moniker, Steele, was well earned. She was a paragon of unyielding resolve, her leadership a beacon in these dark times. At 38, Maria had spent over half her life in combat, her strategic acumen honed through relentless adversity. Beside her, Dr. Alan "Doc" Thompson adjusted his glasses, the lenses reflecting streams of data. A prodigious scientist in his early 40s, Alan was the colony's chief problem solver, his innovative solutions pivotal to their survival. His demeanor was calm, almost detached, yet his eyes betrayed a ceaseless curiosity and a spark of hope. Across the room, Lena Dreamer Patel added the final strokes to a vibrant mural adorning the cold metal wall. At 25, Lena's artistry provided more than aesthetic pleasure. It was a source of inspiration, her imaginative visions fostering a sense of possibility among the colonists. The door slid open with a hiss, and Jack "Wild Card" O'Connor sauntered in, a mischievous grin playing on his lips. A resourceful scavenger. In his early 30s, Jack was known for his unorthodox methods and unpredictable nature. His contributions were invaluable, though often accompanied by a fair share of chaos. "Late again, Jack?" Maria's tone was stern, but a hint of amusement danced in her eyes. "Fashionably, Captain," Jack retorted, tossing a small peculiar device onto the table. "Picked this up from our unwelcome neighbors. Thought Doc might fancy a look." Alan examined the device, his brow furrowing. "Interesting. This appears to be a fragment of their communication tech. If we can decipher it, we might gain a tactical advantage," Maria finished, her mind already racing through possibilities. Lena stepped back from her mural, wiping her hands on a rag. "Imagine if we could understand their language, their culture. Maybe there's more to them than just conquerors." Jack chuckled. "Always the dreamer, Lena. But I prefer to think of them as overgrown insects in need of extermination." "Regardless," Maria interjected, "this could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for. Alan, see what you can extract from it. Lena, continue your work. Morale is crucial. Jack, I need you to gather more intel on their patrol patterns. Let's move, people." As the team dispersed, Maria lingered, her gaze fixed on the holographic map. The weight of leadership pressed heavily upon her, but within her chest burned an indomitable will. Humanity had been pushed to the brink, but as long as they breathed, the fight for survival would continue. In the dimly lit corridors of Haven, the echoes of footsteps and distant conversations created a symphony of perseverance. The colony was a testament to human adaptability, a subterranean fortress where life persisted against all odds. Alan retreated to his lab, the walls lined with salvaged alien technology and makeshift apparatuses. He placed the device under a scanner, his mind already dissecting its components. The prospect of unraveling alien communication protocols was daunting, yet exhilarating. Meanwhile, Lena's mural had drawn a small crowd. The vibrant colors depicted a scene of unity and hope, a stark contrast to the harsh reality outside. Her art was a beacon, a reminder of what they fought for. Jack navigated the maze-like passages to the colony's perimeter. His keen eyes scanned the monitors displaying the surface, noting the alien patrol's rhythms. His mind worked in unconventional ways, finding patterns where others saw chaos. Back in the command center, Maria reviewed reports, her thoughts interrupted by a subtle chime. A message from Alan. "Preliminary analysis promising. Possible vulnerability detected. Need to discuss." A glimmer of hope ignited within her. Could this be the turning point? She summoned the team, her voice steady, but charged with anticipation. As they reconvened, Alan began, "The device contains fragments of their communication encryption. With time, I believe we can decode their transmissions, potentially uncovering Strategic weaknesses. Lena's eyes sparkled. If we understand their communications, we might predict their moves, maybe even find a way to communicate. Jack leaned back, arms crossed. Or feed them false info, lead them into traps. Plenty of fun to be had. Maria nodded, her mind calculating. We proceed with caution. Alan prioritized decryption. Lena, consider how we might use this for psychological advantage. Jack, continue gathering intel, but be discreet. We can't afford unnecessary risks. The plan set, they dispersed once more, each to their tasks. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but for the first time in years, a tangible sense of hope permeated Haven. In the solitude of her quarters, Maria allowed herself a rare moment of reflection. The faces of fallen comrades haunted her, but their sacrifices fueled her resolve. She reached for a worn photograph, a snapshot of, in the dimly lit confines of his laboratory, Dr. Alan "Doc" Thompson hunched over the alien communication device, its sleek surface gleaming under the sterile light. His fingers danced across the console, initiating a series of decryption algorithms. The room hummed with the soft whir of machinery, a stark contrast to the cacophony of thoughts racing through his mind. Hours melted away as Alan delved deeper into the device's intricacies. Suddenly, a pattern emerged, a sequence of symbols, repeating at irregular intervals. His heart quickened. Could this be the key to understanding the Zalkarth's language? He activated the intercom. "Captain Rodriguez, I believe I've made a breakthrough. We need to convene the team." Minutes later, the core team assembled in the briefing room. Captain Maria Steele Rodriguez stood at the helm, her posture exuding authority. Lena Dreamer Patel leaned forward, her eyes alight with curiosity, while Jack Wildcard O'Connor lounged casually, a skeptical eyebrow raised. Alan began, "I've identified a recurring sequence in the alien device's data stream. It appears to be a form of syntax, a structural foundation of their language." Maria's gaze sharpened. "Can we use this to intercept and understand their communications?" "Potentially," Alan replied. "With time, we might not only decode their messages but also predict their movements and strategies." Lena interjected, "Understanding their language could open avenues for negotiation. Perhaps there's a way to coexist," Jack scoffed lightly. "Coexistence after they've decimated our planet? I say we use this intel to hit them where it hurts." Maria raised a hand, silencing the brewing debate. "Our priority is survival. If decoding their language offers us an advantage, we pursue it. Alan, continue your work. Lena, assist him. Your linguistic insights could be invaluable. Jack, prepare for reconnaissance missions. We need current intel on their operations." As the team dispersed, Maria caught Alan's arm. "How confident are you in this lead?" Alan met her gaze. "It's the most promising one we've had in years, but it's uncharted territory. We must proceed cautiously." In the following days, Alan and Lena immersed themselves in the alien syntax. Lena's artistic perspective offered unconventional interpretations, transforming symbols into visual narratives that bridged gaps in Alan's logical analyses. One evening, as they pored over the data, Lena mused, "These symbols, they resemble fractals, repeating patterns. What if their language is multidimensional, conveying meaning through both structure and frequency?" Alan paused, considering. A language not just heard, but felt. It would explain the complexity we've encountered. Their collaboration bore fruit. Gradually, fragments of the alien messages became intelligible. They uncovered references to Project Eclipse, a term recurring with increasing frequency. Meanwhile, Jack's reconnaissance missions revealed heightened alien activity near the surface. Patrols were intensifying, and supply convoys moved with greater urgency. Reporting back, Jack remarked, "They're up to something. Whatever Project Eclipse is, it's got them in a frenzy." Maria convened the team. "We need to understand Project Eclipse. If it's a threat, we must neutralize it." Alan nodded. "We'll focus our decryption efforts on messages related to it. Perhaps we can uncover their plans." As days turned into weeks, the team's efforts converged. Alan and Lena deciphered critical details. Project Eclipse was a coordinated assault planned to eradicate the remaining human enclaves. Maria's jaw tightened. We need to act. Jack, can you infiltrate their command center? We need direct intel. Jack grinned. Consider it done. As Jack prepared for his mission, Lena approached him, handing over a small, intricately designed pendant. For luck, she said softly. Jack took it, a rare moment of sincerity passing between them. Thanks, dreamer. As he ventured into the alien territory, the weight of humanity's survival rested on his shoulders. The path ahead was perilous, but the spark of hope ignited by their discoveries propelled him forward. The narrative continues to unfold, with the team's unity and resilience driving them toward an uncertain, yet hopeful future. Under the shroud of night, Jack Wildcard O'Connor navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the Zalkarth Command Center. His movements were a symphony of stealth, each step calculated to avoid detection. The alien architecture loomed around. Him, an amalgamation of sleek metallic surfaces and pulsating bioluminescent veins that cast an eerie glow. His mission was clear: gather intelligence on Project Eclipse. The stakes were monumental. Failure was not an option. As he advanced, Jack's mind flickered to Lena's pendant resting against his chest, a tangible reminder of the trust his team had placed in him. Approaching a junction, Jack pressed himself against the cold wall, listening intently. The guttural tones of Zalkarth communication resonated nearby. Peering around the corner, he observed two alien sentinels engrossed in conversation, their elongated limbs and iridescent exoskeletons reflecting the ambient light. Drawing a deep breath, Jack activated his cloaking device, a marvel of human ingenuity reverse-engineered from captured alien technology. His form shimmered briefly before blending seamlessly into the surroundings. With measured steps, he slipped past the sentinels, the tension palpable. Deeper into the facility, Jack located a chamber that appeared to be a central hub. Translucent screens displayed streams of alien script and holographic projections of various locations, both terrestrial and celestial. His eyes narrowed as he focused on a particular projection, a detailed schematic of the human resistance's primary enclave. "Damn," he muttered under his breath, "they know exactly where we are." His gaze shifted to an adjacent display, showcasing a countdown timer with unfamiliar symbols. Instinctively, he deduced its significance. Project Eclipse is a timed assault, he realized. The urgency of his mission intensified. Jack extracted a compact data module from his gear, aiming to download the pertinent information. As he interfaced with the alien console, a series of encrypted files began transferring. The process was agonizingly slow, each passing second amplifying the risk of discovery. Suddenly, the chamber's illumination shifted to a crimson hue, accompanied by a resonating alarm. "Intruder detected," an automated voice announced in the Zalkarth dialect. Time to improvise, Jack thought, his pulse quickening. He aborted the transfer, securing the partially downloaded data, and swiftly scanned the room for an exit strategy. Spotting an overhead ventilation shaft, he propelled himself upward, prying the grate open and slipping inside just as armed Zalkarth warriors stormed the chamber. The confined space of the shaft pressed against him, but it provided a temporary refuge. Crawling through the ducts, Jack's mind raced. The partial data he had acquired might hold the key to thwarting the impending assault, but he needed to escape to relay the information. Emerging near the facility's perimeter, Jack deactivated his cloaking device to conserve its dwindling power. The open expanse between him and the surrounding forest seemed vast, but hesitation was a luxury he couldn't afford. Summoning every ounce of his agility, he sprinted across the terrain, the alien alarm still echoing behind him. As he reached the forest's edge, a searing pain lanced through his side. A glancing shot from a Zalkarth energy weapon. Gritting his teeth, Jack pressed on, the dense foliage providing cover. His vision blurred, and each step became a Herculean effort. But the thought of his comrades spurred him forward. After what felt like an eternity, he stumbled upon the concealed entrance to the Resistance's underground base. Collapsing against the reinforced door, he managed to activate the access panel. The door slid open, revealing Maria's concerned visage. "Jack!" she exclaimed, rushing to support him. "Got some of the data," he panted, handing her the module. "They're coming soon." As medics whisked Jack away, Maria convened the team. Alan and Lena immediately began analyzing the retrieved data, their expressions a mix of hope and trepidation. "We have a narrow window," Maria stated, her voice resolute. "Prepare for evacuation and countermeasures. Our survival hinges on our adaptability and unity." In the infirmary, Jack lay on a cot, pain radiating through his body. Lena approached, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "You did it, Jack," she whispered, placing a gentle hand on his arm. He managed a weak smile. "Just another day at the office." As the base buzzed with frenetic activity, the gravity of their situation was undeniable, yet, amidst the looming threat, a spark of hope persisted, a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit. The narrative continues, with the team's resilience and ingenuity guiding them through the impending storm. In the heart of the Resistance's underground base, Captain Maria Steele Rodriguez stood before her assembled team, the weight of impending conflict evident in her steely gaze. The dimly lit command center buzzed with frenetic energy as preparations for evacuation and defense reached a fever pitch. Dr. Alan "Doc" Thompson hunched over a console, his fingers dancing across the keyboard as he decrypted the remaining data from Jack's daring mission. Beside him, Lena "Dreamer" Patel analyzed schematics, her mind racing to devise innovative strategies to counter the alien offensive. Jack "Wildcard" O'Connor, despite his injuries, insisted on participating in the briefing. His rugged face bore fresh scars, but his eyes gleamed with undeterred resolve. "Listen up," Maria began, her voice cutting through the clamor. "Thanks to Jack's bravery and Alan's decryption skills, we have a clearer picture of Project Eclipse, the Zalkarth plan, to deploy a bioweapon that targets human DNA, effectively wiping us out." A hushed silence fell over the room as the gravity of the situation settled in. Alan interjected, "However, we've identified a vulnerability. The bioweapons delivery system relies on a central command node located within their main base. If we can infiltrate and disable it, we can halt the attack." Lena stepped forward, her eyes alight with determination. "I've devised a plan to get us in. Utilizing the alien technology we've salvaged, we can mask our approach and gain access to the command node." Maria nodded, her mind already strategizing. "We'll split into two teams. Alan and Lena will handle the technical aspects of disabling the node. Jack and I will provide cover and deal with any hostiles." Jack smirked, the familiar glint of mischief returning. "Just like old times, eh, Captain?" "Let's make this count," Maria replied, a rare smile tugging at her lips. As the team geared up, the weight of their mission pressed upon them. The fate of humanity hinged on their success. Under the cloak of night, the team navigated the treacherous terrain leading to the Zalkarth base. Utilizing Lena's ingenious cloaking devices, they evaded patrols and automated defenses, their movements synchronized and silent. Upon reaching the perimeter, Alan hacked into the security grid, creating a temporary blind spot for their entry. The team slipped inside, the alien architecture looming ominously around them. Advancing through the labyrinthine corridors, they encountered sporadic resistance. Jack's sharpshooting and Maria's tactical prowess neutralized threats swiftly, ensuring minimal disruption to their progress. Arriving at the central command chamber, Alan and Lena set to work on disabling the node. The room hummed with alien energy, consoles displaying streams of indecipherable data. As Alan interfaced with the system, Lena monitored for any security breaches. "We're in," Alan announced, his voice tinged with urgency. Initiating shutdown sequence. Suddenly, the chamber's entrance burst open, and a squad of Zalkarth warriors stormed in, weapons poised to strike. Maria and Jack sprang into action, engaging the adversaries with a ferocity born of desperation. The clash of metal and the hiss of energy weapons filled the air as the battle raged. Amidst the chaos, a towering Zalkarth commander advanced toward Alan and Lena, its eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. Lena, thinking swiftly, grabbed a discarded alien weapon and fired at the commander, the blast striking it squarely and sending it crashing to the ground. "Nice shot," Alan remarked, not pausing in his work. "Thanks," Lena replied, her hands trembling slightly. As the last of the Zalkarth fell, Alan completed the shutdown sequence. It's done. The bioweapon is neutralized. A collective sigh of relief swept through the team. Let's get out of here, Maria ordered. Retracing their steps, the team exfiltrated the base, the first rays of dawn breaking on the horizon. Back at their own base, the team was met with cheers and applause. Their successful mission had not only averted imminent disaster, but also struck a significant blow to the Zalkarth's plans. In the aftermath, as the team gathered in the mess hall, Maria raised a glass. To our resilience, our unity, and our unwavering spirit. Humanity's fight continues, but today we've shown that we will not go quietly into the night. The clinking of glasses and the shared smiles underscored a renewed sense of hope. The road ahead remained fraught with challenges, but together they were ready to face whatever came next. As the narrative draws to a close, the team's triumph serves as a testament to humanity's enduring strength and adaptability in the face of overwhelming odds.